Please could you introduce yourself and explain your involvement with PSSRU?
I'm Mark Wilberforce. I'm a research fellow here at the Manchester branch, and I've been involved since about 2008 when I first moved here, but before then I was involved in the individual budgets evaluation at York, and so actually Manchester was sort of like a surrogate home for me during some of that work.
Okay. How has PSSRU changed since you joined?
It's only been 6 years, so it's hard to say a great deal. But obviously, the School for Social Care has been social care research has been quite an innovation, and probably brought the sort of social care research community quite closer together than it was. And it's also been good to see some of the younger researchers and other researchers sort of progress during that time as well. So you get to see people, forging their own areas of work.
What are your fondest memories of PSSRU?
Well, the individual budgets evaluation that I was part of was quite a very exciting time, very important research, quite sort of quasi-political, very exciting sort of communications and interactions at different levels of government. The fondest parts are actually the funniest bits, which were things like the presentations. That we did lots of dissemination work, presentations every other week, and not one of them quite went right. So we held a conference up here in Manchester, and then the heaviest snowstorms that I can remember meant that almost all the speakers weren't able to come up from the other branches, meaning that we had to try and cover everything. Well, David actually had to cover most of them himself. And elsewhere we had, David and I did a presentation where our radio microphones started picking up the local taxi ranks, and so he was trying to give across the meaning of some of the individual budget findings whilst the audience were listening to a taxi picking someone up from Chorlton. So watching professors deal with these things effortlessly is always good fun.
What areas of work have you personally focused on during your time at PSSRU?
Well, after the individual budgets work, I got more involved in old age mental health issues, and so what I'm trying to do now is explore sort of how they come together, really, how person-centeredness, personalisation, and different narratives of centeredness in care come together for older people to try and make them work as best as possible.
Which of your professional achievements are you most proud of, and why?
I was awarded an NIHR fellowship to fund my PhD that I'm doing now, so that was a very important moment for me. I got a lot of support here from David, from Angela Word and Paul Clarkson, all sort of helping me prepare for a terrifying interview and presentation. It's all a bit self-indulgent. Fellowships don't really mean a great deal unless you can actually then deliver on them and hopefully produce some good research which will be useful for practice.
If you had the power to introduce a single social care policy tomorrow, what would it be?
Well, I struggled with this question because I think most of the policies that will be most important for social care aren't really social care policies. In a sense, they're more economic policies, or they're health policies, and so some things that have been kicking around, things like the living wage, for example, which is an interesting idea, would make a huge difference to the caring profession and to people delivering domiciliary care services, for example. But it's not something we badge a social care policy per se, but it would have a huge impact.